So this machine, excavator, you might have seen several times on the roadside, construction site. This is very similar to the front loader. This being in the front loader, there is a loader on the front and a backhoe or a small bucket on the back. So this can be also compared with the rear side of the loader. This is the backhoe. It's similar. So what is the basic difference between excavator and loader come backhoe? Excavator is solely for excavation, for digging, rather than for lifting or loading. Its main purpose is for digging or excavation, for cutting. Loader is only for lifting or loading the already cut soil, loose soil, into some other machine like dumper or on a designated place, maybe on the hill slope or hillside, like that. Excavator, as you can see in this picture, this is a crawler type, a track type excavator. So this will be used for heavy work, for difficult terrain condition, hill slopes, mountain, right. So you can see there are two hydraulic cylinders for this particular part. This particular part is called boom. There is one hydraulic cylinder you can see here for controlling this. This is called stick or arm or dipper arm. We will see this later on. And there is one more cylinder here for controlling the movement of the bucket. This is your undercarriage. This portion is your housing. In housing portion, you have your cabin for operator, some place for engine, motor, and there is counterweight. From this house itself, this boom is extended. That means one portion of the boom is connected to the house, the other portion to stick or arm. So stick again, on one side it is connected to the boom and on the other side it is connected to bucket. Alright, so in this way, the basic uh, construction how of an excavator. So you see, excavators are heavy construction equipment consisting of boom, stick, bucket, loader, cave. You see, this is your number one. Number one here, bucket. You can see this is your bucket, small bucket, narrow bucket for digging purpose. Not like loader. Loader has a wide bucket because it is not used for digging. Number two is your stick or arm. See, stick or arm or dipper arm, sometimes we call it. This is number two. Number three, you can see hydraulic cylinder. Number three. This is one example of hydraulic cylinder. So another example of hydraulic cylinder. Another example of hydraulic cylinder. So all the working parts are controlled by hydraulic cylinder. So simply by moving the cylinder in and out, the piston rod in and out, all the jobs are done. Number four, boom. This portion, this curved portion. Number five, cabin for operator. 6, engine. 7 is counterweight. Why we are using counterweight? Because when we are lifting or when we are cutting, some force will be exerted here. So the tendency of the machine will be to tip on one side, on the front side. So to balance that, we have this counterweight. Alright. So this number 5, 6 and 7, this will together make your house. And of course we have track frame, which is inside the undercarriage. So this we have already seen several times. The house sits atop an undercarriage with tracks or wheels, with track or wheels. So this house is sitting on top of undercarriage. So undercarriage may be either track type or wheels. Very simple, very similar to other machines. Only the working portion may be different in the mounting, whether it is on track or wheels. So earlier time, what we used to have? We used to have cable operated excavator. You see, hydraulic system was not very popular olden times. So cable operated, you see, by manipulating this cable, by pushing or pulling this cable, we are manipulating the movement of the bucket or stick or whatever portion. Alright, so whatever work now hydraulic is doing, it was earlier done by using some cable, winches, etc. Steel ropes. Alright, today we have hydraulic. So because of hydraulic, you see, this you might have seen earlier. This is your DCV, control valve. So this is direction control valve. So whatever fluid is coming from the reservoir via pump, maybe gear pump, this is the, you see the entry portion. From pump it will go at high pressure. From here we can direct it either to go on this route and exit through this upper route, or go via upper route and exit via lower route. In this case, you see the blue line is not coinciding with any of the other blue lines. I think this is in neutral position. It will remain like this without movement. Now such arrangement with DCB will also be available for this cylinder. For this cylinder there will be another joystick which will be controlling another DCB. So for each cylinder different DCB will be available. Alright, so today the modern excavators, hydraulic excavators, all the works which was earlier done by cable, steel ropes, they are now being done by hydraulic fluid. Alright, so this is the application of hydraulic system on land reclamation machinery. And see, hydraulic excavator usually have hydraulic pumps. There are basically three pumps, two main pumps for supplying oil at high pressure. What is the pressure value? Around 5000 psi. PSI means it's a unit of pressure, British unit, pounds per square inch. PSI, pounds per square inch. Just like we have kg per centimeter square, kg per meter square. It's not like we are using SI unit like this, Pascal. So this is pounds per square inch for the arm. Basically, the JCB which we know is a very popular one. It is a British company. So since it's a British company, so the unit are very popular. We are using popularly the British unit. But anyway, you are always free to use SI unit or whatever unit. So high pressure oil from the main pump is for the arm swing motor, track motor. This is your arm. To control this arm means this cylinder, because this cylinder will control this arm. This cylinder will control this bucket. So for these major controls, we are using the two main pump. Also, to move this in Z direction, in order to swing this, so we are using that, and also in order to run the motors of the tracks. Whatever power is required to run the tracks are also provided by the two main pumps. You see the two main pumps for arm swing motor. Swing motor means to move in Z direction, and track motors. So track motors for running or operating the tracks. And third one is a low pressure pump which works at 700 psi for lever controls. You see, actually this lever will also be difficult to control manually because a high amount of pressure is working. So in order to make the movement of the lever soft, easy, smooth, we are using one more pump. Alright. Earlier we had steering in cars, now we have power steering. Earlier was manual steering. So in manual steering, all the effort required to move the steering wheel has to be given by the driver itself. Now we have power steering. So in power steering, hydraulic pump is attached to the steering system so that with minimum effort we can turn the steering. Alright, so similarly, this pump, hydraulic pump, is provided for controlling the levers. So levers are basically just like your steering, it's not it. In steering we are having steering wheel, but in this case we are having joystick type levers. So excavator can be divided into two main sections: undercarriage and house. We have already discussed. Undercarriage is the lower portion and the house is the upper portion. So undercarriage, you already know, it includes this track, frame, hydraulic motors, gears, etc. Whatever components are included on the bottom portion will be covered under undercarriage. The other one is house. House includes what? The operator's cabin, counterweight. This rear portion is counterweight. Again, I have told you earlier, counterweight is provided in order to balance the weight. You see now here, after collecting the mud, this portion will become a bit heavy. So the tendency of this machine will be to tip forward side. So in order to balance this, we have some weight here. Then we have engine fuel tank, hydraulic oil tank. Within this, house edges is undercarriage by way of center pin, which allows the machine to swing at 360 degree. So this is attached to this undercarriage here in such a way that this house can move 360 degree. Alright, this undercarriage and house are attached here in between by a center pin in such a way that this house has the liberty to move in any direction 360 degree, so that it can work one side and instantly again it can turn, it can just rotate the cabin or housing and move to the other side. So in this way, ease of operation we can have. So construction we have actually already discussed. The main boom is attached to the house. You see, this is the main boom. This is attached to the house here. The boom may only make straight up and down movement, or may also move left and right in line with the machine. Up and down movement definitely it will make, and also it can move left and right. Attached to the end of the boom is a stick or dipper arm. The stick provides the digging force needed to pull the bucket through the ground. So attached to the boom is your stick. So this is your stick. We have already discussed. So because of the movement of the stick, we are able to exert the force on the bucket. On the end of the stick is usually a bucket. A wide, large capacity bucket with a straight cutting edge is used to clean up and leveling over the material to be very soft and teeth are not required. A general purpose bucket is generally smaller, stronger and has hardened side cutters and teeth used to break through hard ground and rocks. Buckets have numerous shapes and sizes for various applications. So depending upon your requirement, the size of the bucket can vary from work site to work site, job to job, small job, heavy job. So accordingly, the size of the bucket you can change. There are also many other attachments. Again, just like our front loader can be the loader can be replaced with forklift. I have shown driller. So similarly, our excavator, the bucket of the excavator can also be removed. And in this case, we see a boring machine has been attached after removing the bucket. So this excavator will now do the work of a boring machine. Counterweight is provided to counterbalance the excavated earth. Without counterweight, the vehicle can tip over. You see, the rear end of the house is a counterweight.